This is Canna Corner. We are broadcasted live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we are brought to you by the Human Solution International, the Walk for Change, WJAE 420 Radio, KM 420 Radio. So yeah, thank you hugely to our sponsors and Relevant. Can't forget Relevant. We couldn't do this without you. And thank you to all our listeners. If y'all can, please share this live feed out and join me for a great time. I'm so excited today. We got Mr. Jared. I'm fixing to bring him on. Jared Allaway with Safer Shirts, y'all. Let me get him in here. Awesome. Hi, Jared. How are you doing today?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I am super excited to be able to talk to you today. I know I was telling you a while ago that about 5 years ago, and I wish I knew her name. She was a lady and she hit me up and she was like, I really like what you're doing, your activism and stuff, and I just want to gift you a shirt. And she asked me what color I'd like, and it ended up being, I guess, you're with Safer Shirts, so I guess it was probably a Safer Stencils shirt at that time. But I'm going to let you explain all that because I don't know anything about the shirt or anything, and I would really like to let everybody know about it and what all you do.
My name is Jared Allaway. I have an organization called Safer Shirts. It's just me. I make a lot of the shirts that I make are made by hand with stencils. I've gone through different ways of making stencils. When I first started out, it was print a piece of paper, laminate it, cut it out, spray sticky spray on the back, stick that stencil on the shirt, paint it, peel that off, and then you're good to go. And over time, I made some friends, and we found one of the easiest ways to make stencils is to buy this material that it's already sticky. You run it through a machine, it cuts out a stencil, you peel off the nonstick backer, and it's ready to go just like that.
Oh, wow.
So although Safer Shirts is only me, I encourage people to copy my idea. A big part of what I used to do, I used to make some of those print laminate cut stencils and mail them out to people. That was kind of a slow process. I met a man named Daco Z on Facebook. Daco Z was not his real name. His real name is Mark Codispoti. He passed away not too long ago. But when I met him, he liked the stencils. I gave him some of the paper stencils. And eventually he bought a machine that could cut out the stencils. And so I was going around saying, I'm Safer Shirts. I'm mailing stuff out to people. And he said, okay, I'm Safer Stencils. So, but we just kept going on, promoting each other. Just a big part of what my thing with Safer Shirts is empower other people and let them do it. And if other people want to copy me, I don't really care. A lot of times when people copy me, they mention my name. Sometimes they don't. That's okay. The most important thing is this message. Marijuana is safer than alcohol was what started it. It gets a little bit repetitive. It's a very important message, and that's sort of the basic message that I want to spread around a lot, but we change it up. We throw in stuff like safer than pharma, safer than tobacco, safer than this, safer than that. And it kind of keeps things interesting. And, it is safer than a lot of things. So it's also, those are also true. I've met so many people, so many great people that need to be mentioned now, but, and I'm trying to imagine who might have made a shirt with a stencil and mailed it to you.
I really want to say that her name started with the S. but I'm not sure. Like I can see her Facebook profile picture like in my head, but I can't remember. I'm so bad with names. That's horrible.
It's okay. This activism is widespread. And it's hard to know everybody. It's hard to remember everybody's name.
Right,
And,
right.
Idea is to get the message out to lots of, you want to tell a different person. If you're telling, if you're preaching to the choir
Exactly.
every day, I mean, that's kind of bad. If you get a new choir member in,
Yes,
that's good. And if you get so many choir members in that you can't even remember all their names, then we must be doing a good job.
right. Or definitely. That's amazing. I know that I've worn it to the store several times. I pretty much always wear some kind of clothing that supports cannabis anywhere I go.
Excellent.
And I've gotten a lot of compliments on that shirt. And I just wanted to let you know, a lot of people love it. And I love the idea. What got you started in all this?
Back in 2009 or 2010, Washington State was looking at a bill it was the state Congress and House of Representatives, or the state Senate, was pushing a bill through, or some of the members were trying to push this bill through that would allow marijuana to be sold out of liquor stores. It was SB 5615. That did not make it through. And at the end of that, some of the senators who supported legalization to go through the petition process. And I worked with some signature gathering efforts on petitions. I ended up becoming statewide volunteer coordinator for a petition signature gathering for marijuana legalization in Washington State.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
I got a few messages on my computer and it kind of made it all stupid. So where
It's
we
okay.
left off, you were talking about the bill being pushed through. I think that was the last I heard.
So we ended up doing petitions, and the petition group that I was working with had t-shirts. So I ended up giving a lot of those t-shirts out to people. There was some idea, some people thought that, we should have the volunteers. I think we were encouraging some volunteers to pay for shirts, and I just thought that was silly. So I had a lot of them made and I was giving them away. And so there's been a couple of different marijuana legalization signature gathering efforts in Washington State. And the one that actually made it through, a lot of marijuana legalization activists did not like the one that finally made it through in Washington State. It has a couple of bad things, but they had a paid signature gatherer. The one that made it through had some money behind it, and they paid signature gatherers. And so whatever, I mean, it's here now. It's okay. I wish it had home grow.
Right.
I wish it wasn't the 5 nanogram per se. DUI is not scientific, but whatever. So now instead of handing out shirts related to the signature gathering organization, I wanted to keep doing stuff, and I wanted to encourage people in other states to keep going. So when an activist is feeling sort of down in the dumps, or feels like, they're not happy about their activism, and they receive a free shirt in the mail, it's kind of like reinvigorating.
Right.
It boosts their spirits. It gets them back on track. And sometimes people, there's a lot of reasons why I give out these free shirts. I read the book Marijuana is Safer, So Why Are We Driving People to Drink by Steve Fox, Paul Armentano, Mason Tavert, with foreword by retired Seattle Police Chief Norm Stamper. That's a great book. As an occupational safety and health professional, it kind of struck a chord with me. It's just filled with expert testimony on how marijuana is safer than alcohol. And as a safety expert, my advice is often treated like it can be easily dismissed.
Right.
And so rather than waiting around for people to figure out whether or not they want to accept my advice, I just started making lots of free t-shirts and handing them out to people. And now people wear them and they've got a big bold message on their chest when they're walking through the grocery store or whatever. And it's just
Hell
kind of
yeah.
like in your face.
Right.
I had some of the people, I've had some jobs in cannabis world. I worked in medical marijuana. I worked in recreational. One of the medical business owners that I worked with, she liked the shirt and she would walk around wearing it and talk about getting the stink eye.
Yeah.
Some of the people don't like the shirt.
Some people don't.
You know? And if you're walking around with this big message on your chest and people who don't like that message see it, they get irritated. And maybe over time, you know, it just starts to slowly take a little bit of the edge off.
Right.
You know, after a while, the message is no longer shocking. And maybe after a while, they might even start to think about maybe that's actually true.
Well, see, I love those naysayers because I have a very good act of, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my smile or if I'm easy to talk to or what, but they'll come at me like, oh, you shouldn't, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, oh, well, I really understand your opinion. But then I'll say, but you know, this girl had seizures for a long time and now she's doing this and that's all. And she hasn't had seizures. And I go into that. And then they like think, I like to think at least maybe they go Google something that I said later and maybe get through to them a little bit. But I try to be super nice with those people. So maybe they'll believe what we got to say.
Yeah. I think when you're out there talking to the naysayers, you know, one thing I always say is you don't have to be a cannabis consumer to be a cannabis legalization activist.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure when people see other people wearing a safer shirt, they think, oh, that's a stoner. You know,
Right.
That's probably the first thing that comes to their mind. Like, you got a big giant shirt that says marijuana safer. Strangers see you wearing it, they're like, that person probably smokes marijuana. And then you interact with them and you're a normal person, you're not
Right.
crazy, you're not lazy, and you're knowledgeable.
You have a full-time job.
Yeah, and they're thinking, okay, I thought, I was always told, you know, they hear the propaganda, they think, oh, marijuana smokers are crazy, or marijuana smokers are lazy, or whatever. And here you are having a conversation with them.
Yes, our
Being
government
normal.
spent a whole lot of money planting that in people's heads with Dare, with the commercials that used to come on TV about how, you know, marijuana will fry your brain. And so it's been bashed in people's heads for so long. It's taking a long time to, number one, get them to admit that their government lied to them, because a lot of people believe that the government is good, and in times it is, but a whole nother story. I won't go there. But so it's hard to get people to admit that they might have been wrong all this time. You know what I mean? And so you gotta kind of hit it to them softly. So, I mean, I don't know.
Anslinger and Hearst.
Right. Exactly.
Anslinger and Hearst. I'm trying to remember which one was which. We've got a newspaper owner, and we've got the DuPont company coming out with synthetic fibers that they said were better than hemp fibers.
Right.
I mean, Hemp for Victory is a video on YouTube. After they made cannabis illegal, they had to bring back hemp for a short period of time for the war effort.
Yes, because our Navy was using it because it wouldn't degrade like natural rope in the salt water. Like it was better.
Exactly. And you can always talk about Dr. Woodward was from the American Medical Association. He went down to Washington, D.C. about the time that they were trying to make marijuana illegal. And he said, what are you guys doing making cannabis illegal and why are you using the word marijuana? Nobody knows what the word marijuana means. If you use the word cannabis, there would be more medical professionals here telling you don't do this. It actually does have medicinal properties. They ignored him, of course, and they ended up, pushing it through. And then there's Nixon with the Schaefer Commission report. When Nixon was president, there was a commission to study marijuana, and they found that marijuana is really it's not worse than alcohol. It's, marijuana can be used in much the same manner that alcohol is used, to relax after work or whatever, and everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Nixon took the Schaefer Commission report and he threw it in the round file, the round garbage can next to his desk.
He didn't want to hear it. Yeah.
And later on, people who worked with Nixon came out and they said, we worked with Nixon. We worked with Nixon, and the idea was make marijuana illegal, and then we can deal with these hippies, these anti-military industrial complex hippies and the African Americans. And we have for-profit prisons. When we made slavery illegal, unless there's an unless there, unless you're in jail.
Exactly. And that's what I tell people all the time. Everybody's like, well, slavery's over. And I'm like, no, we're all just slaves now. Like, we're slaves to our government. You got to pay taxes. We got to, and then the prisoners go, they treat them worse than dogs, man. I just had,
you get less than minimum wage when you're working in jail.
I just had a really good, friend of ours. I've done a show with him. His name was Addie Wolfman, and he was on with Mountain High 10 radio. He was in El Paso County Jail, and he was denied his insulin for 4 days, and he passed away last night. And so they're not even giving him their basic medical needs. Like it just, and they're working for little to nothing, like pennies. You know what I mean? They're working daily for nothing. It's slavery. It really is slavery.
Yeah. And all the reasons to make it illegal are dumb reasons. All the reasons to make it legal are good reasons.
Right. Right. No, I totally agree with you. It's that, well, do you have any kind of medical condition that got you started in, wanting to fight for cannabis?
When I worked in I worked in medical cannabis, so I got an authorization, and I've had just skateboarding injuries and stuff like that throughout my life. So, I mean, there's enough, chronic pain.
Right.
I've met other people who have very serious conditions. I know people who can't drive because they have so many seizures unless they're stoned.
Right.
Once they consume cannabis, they stop having seizures and they can drive.
Right.
It's part of the reason why I really oppose marijuana DUI.
Yes, I do too, because you can't tell if somebody is impaired by the amount of marijuana they're smoking. And you can't tell if they smoke then or 30 days from then. But I have never had a traffic ticket except for a no tag thing, or never a moving violation, never a wreck that was, my fault. And I smoke, but my anxiety is so bad when I drive that if I don't smoke, oh my God, watch out on the road, because you don't want me on the road. And
I'm the same way.
Impaired.
I start pulling my hair out when I'm driving in traffic.
Right. And I'm not impaired. I can drive just fine. I don't, my driving record proves that. And once you start and I try to tell people this, once you start taking cannabis on a regular basis, you don't get as high as you do the first time. Like, it's just more of a mellow, normal, relaxed state. It's not giggly and that first time you get stoned, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. The DUI is bullshit when it comes to cannabis. And
Cannabis consumers are safer on the road than folks who use opiates for
for
pain.
sure, exactly. People are taking, all kinds of narcotics and getting on the road, and oh wow. Yeah. Well, heck yeah, Jared. I didn't know if there was any other campaigns or anything that you got that you would like to tell everybody about. How would they find you if they want to get a hold of you and get a shirt?
Well, I always look for the @ safer shirts. It's on a lot of different social media. I recently turned 40, so I might not be aware of every single new hip, cool social media thing out there. And if I am on there, I might not be super busy on there, but definitely Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube. If you go to safershirts.org, you see I've uploaded a lot of videos of me. I actually read the whole book into a video camera. So
Oh wow.
the book Marijuana Safer. So why are we driving people to drink? You can get there by going to bit.ly/saferbook2. It used to just be bit.ly/saferbook, but they came out with the second edition, and the old link disappeared. So
Gotcha.
that book is free. You can download it for free every April 20th, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is.
And that's safershirts.org. I'll put some stuff on there about this interview today. I just want to give a shout out to Pacific Northwest Canna Creations. Carrie Cannon is in charge of that, and she has been working with #free Lance Gluer. Lance Gluer is a Washington State medical marijuana grower who is in jail right now, even though we have legalized recreational.
Right.
So check out #freelance gluer, Carrie Cannon, Pacific Northwest Canna Creations, safershirts.org.
Awesome. Yes, I love Carrie, and she will actually be on the show in a couple weeks. Got her coming on talking. I was talking to her today, and I was asking her how she was feeling and stuff, and she mentioned, and I don't know if this is what you call it or if this is even a thing, but my son was in prison, and so I've been fighting. Every time I see Carrie's stuff, I'm always sharing it, trying to get the word out about these prisoners that we have and that need to be released now immediately. They shouldn't be in there, should have never been in there. And I guess I got survivor's guilt because my son is out, but I keep seeing all these other people's kids in prison. Like, so I don't feel happy about that. Like, until they're out, we're not done. We've got to get these prisoners out of prison. And so she's going to come on and she's going to talk about the whole list of people, because there's a lot of them that we need to fight to get out of prison, man. It's so sad.
She's doing a great job keeping track of a lot of folks who are in jail for marijuana and need to be let out now.
Exactly. Well, we love you, Carrie, and I can't wait to talk to you on the show. And thank you so much, Jared, for coming on. I had a great time. And
you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You want me to share anything of yours or whatever, just send it to me in Messenger and I'll get it on all the pages that I have that I can post on. So
excellent.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful night.
Thank you. You too.
Awesome, y'all. That was Jared with Safer Shirts. He does amazing work. I see his shirts, and marijuana is safer than alcohol. Marijuana is safer than opioids. Marijuana is safer than peanuts, by the way. And I just never really knew, what all the shirts were about. I knew somebody was behind it, but I didn't know the whole story. So I wanted to get him on here to talk to y'all about, what it was and stuff. And he's a great guy. Thank you so much, Jared, for coming on. I do have a couple things that I want to talk about before I get off. We still got a little bit of time. A good friend of ours, little Addie Wolfman, like I was just saying, he went to prison. I'm not really sure why. I don't care why. He did have some mental problems and stuff, and needed to be depression, severe depression, stuff like all of us deal with. But they put him in El Paso County Jail. Last night he passed away. They denied him of his insulin for 4 days in jail, and he passed away from it. The article that I read made it sound like maybe he was on something and that he just passed out and blah, blah, blah. And then they rushed him to ICU. Not once in there did it mention that he was diabetic and didn't get his insulin in this article. Not once. And what the hell, y'all? We treat dogs better than the humans that are in prison. I don't care what they did. They are in there serving their time. They are in there making up and trying to make amends for what they did. And they are treating them like crap. They're not giving them medical attention. That is your basic thing that should be needed. They're not giving them air conditioning. They're making their families buy fans for them. They're extorting families for phone calls. Don't get me started, y'all. My heart goes out to Addie's family, to Sarge, to everybody that was, close with him. Unfortunately, I got to see a lot of his shows when he was with Sarge on Mountain High 10. And he was funny, man. I loved him. He was a great guy. We finally got to meet him in Colorado for the first time, Farrah and I, the last time we went to Colorado. And he's just a good guy, y'all. He did not deserve that. And I hope something is done. Like, this is wrong. They killed him. They literally killed him. And like I said, people read this article, oh, this man, just passes out and they write it like he was on some kind of drugs or something, and he wasn't. He was being denied his basic human right. So I just wanted to let y'all know about this. This is really, really sad. This could be any one of us. We have got to change the way the prison system treats the prisoners. And we've got to get the people who are in there for victimless crimes out. Slavery, like Jared was saying, is alive and well. It's called our prison system. And it needs to be reevaluated. They're making money off this, y'all. They're making money. And they're destroying people's lives and killing people. But anyway, I'm sorry. I just needed to let y'all know about this. This is a huge injustice. I'm very sad about it. My heart goes out to his family and all his friends. And I will try the best I can to get the word out. Maybe somebody can, figure out a lawsuit or something for his family. Like that fucking matters. He's gone, y'all. He's never coming back. Like, what justice is going to be done? What's going to happen to these police officers that did that? Nothing ever happens to them. They get some slap on the wrist. And that's the problem. If we would hold them to the same standard as the average citizen on the street, and they'd get fired immediately, no pay. No, if they had those same consequences that we do, if they didn't have a special consequence because they're a police officer, we all know it happens. We all see it. They kill people all the time and they get away with it. And then they wonder why people hate police officers. Well, I don't hate all police officers. I'm not saying they're all bad, but I am saying that those good cops that are in there are seeing the bad stuff go on. And if they are sitting there watching it and letting it happen and not speaking up because they're scared to lose their job or their buddy system with their police, then that makes them just as bad as the people doing it. And I hope you hear this, because if you are a police officer and you are watching bad things happen and things that are wrong happen and you're not speaking up about it, it makes you in just as much as wrong as the person who did it. That's all I got to say about it. And sorry, y'all, I don't normally rant like this, but it really got to me today when I seen that. I'm so upset about it. And it happens every day. It happens every day to so many people. And they just make it look like, oh, it's just another drug addict, just another prisoner died. No big deal. Just a low life, scum of the earth prisoner. No big deal, right? No, that's someone's child. That was someone's family. You don't know what situation they were in that led them to do the things that they did. Everybody has a past. Everybody, no matter if it's good or wrong, has a reason that they do whatever it is they did. And, they need help. They need rehabilitation. They don't need to be stuck in some jail cell and, what's the word when you're in prison so long and you get institutionalized and then just send them back out on the street. Oh well, have fun, good luck. Like, I don't know, it makes me mad. But anyway, we do have a few events that are coming up on a lighter note. Live Free Music and Arts Festival, y'all, October 23rd, 1 through 10 p.m, celebrating our individualities and community with family and friends. It's going to be a blast, y'all. We're going to have music, dance performances, artists, crafters, vendors, speakers. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be in Bettyville. I think that's how you say it. And a bunch of us are going to go out there. We're going to meet up. Wendy's going to be there. Nick with it is going to be there. Farrah, KM420 Radio, our sponsors. The Human Solution International, Willow Creek Springs are sponsors. And we're just going to have a blast. So if you're in the Arkansas area, or if you can get out there on October 3rd, come join us. Come join us and have fun. Also, the 2001 Texas Hemp Convention, y'all, November 20th to the 21st. We went last year. We're going as media this year. I'm so excited to be able to cover the event. Last year was a blast. There's so many people and they have an after party afterwards. It was just so much fun. So get your tickets, look up 2021 Texas Hemp Convention. Of course, I'll put the links in after the show. And I got my new cards, y'all. I'm so excited. Got my new cards. Unfortunately, before I got my new logo, I had already ordered these. So Brandy, on my next one's your logo gonna be there, babe. I swear. I got them in, and then the KM420 cards I will have to show y'all soon. They are in my mailbox. Well, at my father-in-law's. I get all my mail sent over there. So they're over there. And as soon as I get there to check the mail, I'll be taking pictures and showing y'all those. I love them. Did you see the good job Brandy did? She took our cartoons and like stuck them all together on there. It's awesome. I love Brandy. She does a great job. And then also next week, I have Tracy and Greg Autry with Sweet Cincy Texas Hemp Harvest Festival. And that's going to be October 23rd. And I would so be there if it wasn't the Live Free Music and Arts Festival date. But I told them that I would do my best to let y'all know about the event. So the people who can't make it to Arkansas here in Texas, you can make it to this event. It's the Texas Hemp Harvest Festival, October 23rd. And I will put the link in here after, or you can look it up, Texas Hemp Harvest Festival, probably .com or on Facebook. But okay, so am I missing anything? Oh yeah, and then Carrie Cannon, y'all, is going to be on the week after that. So on the 4th, Tracy and Greg Autry, and then the weekend, I don't know the exact date. I got to make her flyer today. Is the week after, the Monday after. Carrie Cannon will be on here. Yay! I've interviewed her before, but now that we got the show going better and it's not so blotchy and got it up and going and getting it replayed on different radio platforms. On Wednesdays, you can hear it on WJAE 420 radio and on us at 2:00. And then on Sundays, you can hear the replay of Canna Corner on KM420radio.com. So both those places, you can listen to the replay, or you can catch me on my YouTube channel, which I upload every night after the show, the edited version over there. And so if you can't watch the live or listen on the relevant app, then you can catch it later over there. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I had a blast. I'm pretty sure that's everything. Sorry about my voice, my allergies, man. Texas allergies are going crazy today. So, hey, Bud. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Ruby. Thank you, love. my heart goes out to you, girl. You're one of those people that I look at and see your kid and just wish I could just pull them all out, man. Farah, thank you for watching, sweetie. Russell, hey, bud. Doug, sorry, I just wanted to tell everybody hey before we left. Love you all so much. Thank you for hanging with me today. I had a blast. Peace.